What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It is now Wednesday. I am out for my second run today. We've got doubles today, 4 this morning, now 4 in the afternoon. Gonna be a little bit hotter than I'm used to since I'm running early, but gonna go knock these out and have 4 more on Friday, 12 on Saturday. We'll end around 33 this week. Not really gonna do a lot of running in this week's vlog. I really just wanna talk about like the differences between my last marathon prep and this one and how I am going to finally achieve the elusive sub 3. So I'm gonna go knock out this run and then we will get into exactly what the plan is and changes that have been made over the last year. What's up, y'all? Like I said, we are going to really take some time today to just talk about like what is different about this marathon prep as opposed to, I can't even say my last couple. So 2 years ago, I ran the Indianapolis Monumental Marathon and I ran that in a 3:15. Last year, I ran the Chicago Marathon. I ran it in a 3:25, and the goal for both of those races was the same as I have this year prepping for the Columbus Marathon, which is a sub 3. The initial goal was always qualify for Boston. I feel like that's like this elusive thing out there for most people who take running seriously, and it's a far goal that everybody wants to achieve. But as running has blown up over the past, we'll call it like 5-6 years since COVID came, that time has shifted a little bit, and it just feels like a bigger push because not only do you have to beat the time goal, but you have to beat like a percentage of people. So even though it's a 2:55, it's realistically more like a 2:51, 2:52, and that's a lot of time to cut off. Not that 15 minutes isn't, and if you want to just look at my last 25 minutes, but if you were here through my Chicago prep, you know that there were some different circumstances that kind of changed up the way that Chicago went and altered my sub 3 path. I have a handful of things that I'm doing differently. Number one is I've switched up my coaching plan. I'm now with Chase Price and the Casually Ambitious Performance Club. Chase is local to Charlotte. He ran the 100 miler that I did, Blackbeard's Revenge. He actually technically came in second, but he set the course record. There's just a guy who set the course record even higher. Both of them broke that record, and he's someone who is constantly pushing the envelope, always seeing what his body is capable of, and it is something that's inspiring to me. So I really wanted to get somebody who I feel like, yes, views this as a lofty goal, but understands like just because something's lofty doesn't mean that it's unachievable. And so I need somebody who's gonna call me on my shit and someone who's gonna push me hard. And so far we are now just about 2 full weeks in. It's Friday at the time of recording this, so I have another run tomorrow. But he's already like on me about my heart rate, my pacing and things like that. And not even pushing faster, but pulling back because there's heat. I'm obviously still acclimating for my trip. Sometimes I have caffeine in me. So like really just making sure my heart rate is where it needs to be so that on those harder days, I can give it my all. And that's something that I've never really taken seriously. I don't really enjoy heart rate training. I think that there's a lot that can fluctuate there. And so for myself, I just talk myself out of it, which is funny because like when I train somebody else, I'm constantly looking at their heart rate and wanting to know what it's at. So it's like one of those situations where you can kind of convince yourself that this thing doesn't really matter when it's for you, but for everybody else, you know, that, obviously that's what you should be doing. It's just easier, like from an overall training standpoint, to take everything off of my plate. Last year I had a dedicated running coach, and then I kind of ran my own programming for strength and conditioning. Even if I wasn't running it myself, I'd have Freddie or somebody like that do it for me. And it's just not aligned to the same goal. Right now, Chase has me on 3 days of lifting, but they're very running oriented. One is a full lower body day, and it's not like typical lower body movements that I would program for myself. Obviously, like there's the basics, there's squat, there's calf workouts, but like we're doing single leg deadlifts with a knee drive. So we're really focusing on more technical movements. And then I have an upper body day, which is pretty much entire upper body, back, chest, biceps, triceps, shoulders, all in one day. And then what I just got finished with, which is on Friday after my easy run, is a core and mobility day. So everything is tailored to the goal at hand. It's not like I'm just doing all of these things and hoping that they come together. I'm actually focused on everything supporting my running. Another thing that I'm doing is, I'm not gonna say cutting out completely, but I'm drastically pulling back on my alcohol intake. I feel like even though like I've gotten better about it over the years, and it's not like I'm getting drunk every weekend, there's definitely times where like I just let loose and I not forget about because I'm still doing training, but like I just don't prioritize it the way that I should, or I don't care about the quality of it as much. It's like, oh, the miles are getting done, they're getting done. But the reality is if I'm drinking 2-3 days in a row, my sleep's messed up, my nutrition's different, the heart rate's gonna be jacked up, my run is gonna feel worse, like my RPE, rate of perceived exertion, is gonna be worse. So there's just more fatigue on the body. And so if I can eliminate that, it's going to make everything else easier. I can literally already feel a difference in a week. And I know that sounds insane, but as somebody who was super dialed for most of the year and then went on a honeymoon where I really just let off the gas altogether and let myself enjoy and live in that moment with my new wife. Now that I'm pushing another week into it, it's like, okay, this is what it's supposed to feel like. This is what training is again. And it's a fun feeling. It keeps me excited. It keeps me coming back for more. So I feel like those are like my really top things when it comes to what I'm doing differently. I think the mindset is different though. I think that every other time there's been like this seed of doubt in the back of my head, like, can you really do this? Can you really do this? And the one thing that I learned from the 100 is just an unlock that I can truly do anything I want to. Granted, I didn't hit my time goal for the 100, but like completing 100 miles is an insane feat. And being able to battle through what I went through and overcome that adversity in that race really shifted something in me. And I just know like that there's nothing that I can't do. I saw a reel the other day that like really hit me in my soul. And it said that if someone out there were given my life, they would be doing more with it than I am. And that really hit because like there's all of these things that I want to do and all of these things that I say that I'm going to do. And then when it comes around time to actually do them, or are they priority, or like what actually takes precedence in my life, those things don't always fall at the top. Granted, there are things that are more important than like physical goals or even business goals. Like the very top of my list is God, my wife, and everything else. And so like if it's not one of those two things though, I need to find where can I let go of some things? What is really the priority? Because there's somebody out there, and there's me at one point in my life who this is everything that I wanted. And we get so wrapped up in the idea that, well, where am I going to be in 2-3 years? Where am I going to be at that race? Am I going to go sub 3? And like, if I can be right here and realize that at one point in my life, everything I dreamed of I have right now, I think I'll be a lot more grounded and able to really take advantage of just everything that I've been blessed with and everything that I have at my disposal currently to really get the most out of life. So looking at it through the lens of like, there's somebody out there who wants what I have, and if they were just magically given it, they would do so much more with it. It's easy to like fall into the trap of a gradual road to get here that you forget just how far you've come. And I mean, this goes with anything. We just talked to a client whose transformation has been over 4 years, and like he didn't see progress along the way, but when you look back, it's a completely different human. And if I was to really look back at my life, I'm a different human as well. But if you just snap your fingers and you're given that, you're gonna do so much more with it because you don't understand what it took to get here. You don't want to lose it. And so I think I just need to like put myself in that mindset, especially over the next 4 months as I get ready to take on this big feat, because like, this is something I've been chasing for a while. And the reality is I'm trying to start a family soon. I'm gonna have kids, and granted, I'm still gonna be going after things, but things do get tougher. Things don't have that same priority because then it's gonna be God, wife, kids, then everything else. And so while I have the time and while I am physically able and while I just have all of these things, I just want to give it my all. I want to leave everything I fucking have on the table. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to do better with cussing, like specifically to the camera. It's one thing like around friends, but like, I don't know, but we're not even gonna get into this because this is like a different topic, but we're trying to get better here. Forgive me. That is the things that I'm doing differently this marathon prep. There may be more to this video. I'm actually getting ready to go run tomorrow. So my buddy's 26, so he's running 26 miles for his 26th birthday. I have 12 miles, 6 easy, and then progressively 10 seconds faster with every subsequent mile. So don't know how long I'll be with him, but might throw that in the vlog. Honestly, it might be next week's vlog too. Like that could be a kind of fun one. So he's stopping for beer, cigs. He's just out there having a good time. So might end up kicking with him for the whole time. Maybe not necessarily run, but like pop in, see the homie. But yeah, marathon prep is in full swing. Sub 3 remains the goal, but some big changes being made. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in always. Check out the podcast every single Friday. Hit the link below. Get yourself a 5-year journal. We put a lot of time and effort into these, and we really, truly see the value. What I just talked about like looking back and seeing the gradual changes and you're a completely different human, this is an amazing tool to do that. This lets you see every single day what you were thinking, who you were becoming, the goals you achieved, the things that you missed, and just places you might have even fallen short. So check that out for sure. And much love always. And I will see y'all next week. Peace.